just a bit further up the giant sliding wall, which I don't know why Bowser has this installed.
Man, today has just been tonal whiplash as far as pop culture goes for me, because I spent like the morning watching the Resident Evil 2 demo over and over, which is, dark and gore. And then it was Death Note, which was all, psychological stuff in anime form. And now I'm watching a woodpecker in a plumber's hat with eyeballs on the hat climbing sliding walls.
No, I'm pretty sure the beak can gouge someone's eyes out, so it's still a little
Well,
hard.
yeah, but it would probably just reveal that the eyeballs were made of grape jelly or something.
Yummy.
Going by the art style here.
Then you got a power moon for it.
You got a moon. Gouge someone's eyes out.
Oh my god!
Mario's enough of an asshole that he'd probably do it.
First time going through this world, though, I don't know why I was reminded of our Little Big Planet playthrough that we did at MomoCon.
Well, they had a very Japanese world.
Yeah, they
Well,
did.
it was more like that one level that was like a big vertical tower that had the rotating wheels. And
Oh, yeah,
shifting
where you had to
walls,
get the cap.
and
I
we
haven't-
couldn't, for the life of us, finish.
I haven't played Little Big Planet in years, not since the first one. I have Little Big Planet 3. I think it was a PlayStation Plus freebie at one point, so it's on my system, but I haven't touched it. I don't know why.
It's one of those series that's really good for the creative types, but a little bit stiff for the general populace is the thing.
I am one of the creative types, though. I just never got around to making an actual video game level. But, the idea of doing it really excites me. I bought RPG Maker MV. I think it's MV, the new one. The one that's...
That's like my dream, is to have an idea, a good idea for an RPG, and actually be able to make it in RPG Maker.
Yeah,
and
so-
not
so-
have it look half-assed.
So I bought RPG Maker, and then after buying it, I looked at it and I'm like, I just don't feel satisfied making a game with prefab parts. But I have...
You use what you got to use.
I do not have the skill to make the parts myself. So I'm like, oh god, I don't know anybody. I can't ask anyone to cooperate with me. Shit.
Yeah. It's kind of, you want to know what it's kind of like trying to do that? It's like if you ever have played a role-playing game like Dungeons and Dragons, it's like when you are trying to find a minifigure for your character, and you can't find anything that looks even remotely close, and you're like, I'm gonna settle with this one because it's like technically an orc and I'm playing an orc, but I don't like it at all because this guy's got a bow and I use a sword, and And
There are some online services now actually where you can sort of customize a minifigure based on
but they're
some
all so
smaller prefab
expensive
parts.
is the thing.
Yeah,
like, I
they
don't
are
want to
kind of
have
expensive.
I don't want to have to spend like $40 for a minifigure.
You'd have to literally sever your arm and leg and donate them to a hospital in order to afford enough figures to fuel a whole
Man,
campaign.
I only have 2 legs.
You only need
You know-
you only need one of them, though, John.
Yeah. On the other hand, if you just want like one figure for your custom character so that you can bring it along to like the D&D get-togethers and play along with other people's campaigns, then just one figure is still affordable.
Yeah, or you can do what I usually just ended up doing and use a Lego figure instead.
Lego figure?
Yeah,
okay.
like I've used actually when I was at PAX East, I did one of the get-together meetups. Where they have like a quick one-session thing, and the DM there did something genius where instead of having figures for the enemies, he had them be starbursts, and if you killed the enemy, you got to eat the starburst. So if I ever DM a game, I'm stealing that idea because that was amazing.
That's great. That's fucking great. Well, I'll probably give RPG Maker its a try once I'm finished working out my move. When I have a room of my own and I can work on this stuff in relative privacy. That was sad, Brian.
The camera doesn't make it look like it dips down. It looks like it just kind of falls off.
Don't know what kind of screen you're watching this on, but I had no trouble seeing that one dipped down.
So this is the best.
So are you
grinding
guys
spot
ready
for
to grind
coins.
coins for literally 2 hours? Because that's what you need to do. Like, because in order to buy all of the stuff in all the clothes in the shop without having the amiibo, it took me 2 hours just doing this mission over and over again to have enough coins to do it. And mind you, this is after I had already gotten every other moon in the game. So I had already gotten plenty of moons just by, playing the game naturally, and I still had to grind for 2 hours in order to get all of them. So, yeah, I mean, granted, if you do have the amiibo, that saves you a lot of time because you don't have to pay for it. But it's still
Well, you're paying for it, just with different currency.
Yeah, with real money.
Yeah,
oh my god, it
fucking
just occurred
EA.
to me. Nintendo just turned the concept of the loot box into an action figure. We're all getting on
my
EA's
God,
case.
we're assholes.
We're all getting on EA's case for this shit, but it's Nintendo who are the crafty evil
No,
overlords.
Yeah,
here.
but the loot box looks like Princess Peach, and I can hug her at night
At least,
because
yeah,
no
at least,
women
at
will.
least, you-
I mean,
at least you get
what?
an actual,
I mean,
at
no,
least-
I just think that the sculpt quality is really good. Yeah.
and at least you get an actual figure for it.
Wait.
Yeah, I mean,
wait.
you see, I want Nintendo to make. Ryan, what are you, Ryan?
I'm getting the bird so I can get the hole in the wall.
How do you hug an amiibo?
You hug it.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
how
I
do you
mean,
hug
if you
something
get the
that small?
if you get the plush Woolly World ones, like there's the super big Yoshi's Woolly World.
Well, that's the exception, but I don't think Peach has anything like that.
I make it work, okay? But anyway,
that's like if you were gonna marry Thumbelina, only she was made of plastic, which doesn't really make it any less illogical or impossible, but makes it funnier.
you see, what I want Nintendo to do is make more amiibos that are more like toys, because I like the ones that are just figures just fine, but the ones that I like the most are like the Guardian where you can play with his legs, or the Metroid where it's squishy.
My personal favorite is the Sonic the Hedgehog amiibo, which has this fucking obnoxiously huge piece of transparent plastic to hold him up because he's in a running pose.
never forget Link's P Stand 2014. R.I.P. Just a solid yellow block of piss going down his leg, keeping him held up. Whoever's idea it was to use the Smash 4 character renders for the base for the amiibo needs to be fired.
Well, the amiibos were like basically supposed to be like Smash 4 trophies that you could have on your shelf, which was an ingenious idea. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the problem with the Smash 4 trophies is they don't have to obey the laws of physics, so they're not actually affixed to their stand, so they just have a stand because it's a stylistic choice.
So when people thought that Rayman was going to be in Smash Brothers, they made mock-ups of
was
his
just thinking
amiibo,
Rayman.
and it's literally all plastic because his limbs are supposed to be floating.
Yeah.
So that cake's been standing there for about, 4 kingdoms now. Shouldn't it have melted?
Well, it's not an ice cream cake.
It's not ice
No,
cream.
it's
Yeah,
just
but
like
the
the most-
frosting should be lopsided.
No. Okay, what happens to a cake that's just a regular cake with icing on it is more disgusting than melting. What happens is it goes frickin' stale and stiff and disgusting and gross.
Bowser, we
So-
need a
Confusing.
chisel to cut this thing.
Yeah, so it might look delicious on the outside, but only until you come into physical contact with it. Then you
Inside
can
is 12
feel
layers
the
of
rot.
Why do the Brutals have a giant robot?
Why shouldn't they have a giant robot?
Hey, guys, Bowser Jr. wants his groove back.
Bowser didn't invite his son to his own wedding, the asshole.
No,
Like-
he invited him. He just didn't
No, it was
RSVP.
probably had the wedding on a school night.
Now Bowser Jr. is going through his rebellious teen phase. He didn't RSVP to the wedding or the rehearsal dinner. Like he didn't even RSVP to say he wouldn't be there. Prick.
Hey, what a jerk. It was a simple Facebook link. All you had to do was say yes.
But he's so attached to Mama Peach, I'm surprised he didn't want to be... I can understand being rebellious against his dad, but he likes Peach.
I really like though. Like this is a really budget price robot. It's mostly made of wood.
It's made of wood.
You could probably construct something like this in fucking Ark Survival Evolved or something.
Oh man. Yeah, I know the fucking the Nintendo Labo has gone too far.
Labo is cardboard though. That's even worse. Oh man. That would be
Hey
great,
man,
though.
I still want to play that giant robot game one day. I bought the variety pack instead because there's more to do in it, but I'm not gonna lie, if the idea of putting robot cardboard stuff on me and punching things in the air and looking like a dumbass doesn't sound like fun. You know?
I like this. I like this robot though. Instead of building a robot out of metal like they should have, they built it out of wood and then gave it the Elder Scrolls Oblivion horse armor pack.
I like how for the invincible part of its legs, it's doing the Starman effect from Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Galaxy for that matter too.
Yeah.
Galaxy kind of did that too. Though it wasn't the invincibility star in Galaxy, I guess. If we're being technical here.
So my idea
Galaxy,
is
they
that
just
they thought
turned-
that the metal wasn't coming, so they built it out of wood instead. But then the metal did come late off of Amazon, and they were like, well, we should use it, I guess.
I get why the robot is made out of wood though, because like ancient feudal Japan did not have very good metal.
They also had giant enemy crabs.
But
So.
but Lewis, if they didn't have good metal, then how'd they make the katana, which is the best sword
They
ever?
made the
Nothing's
katana.
better than a katana.
They made
Oh
the
my gosh.
katana, and this is what I know from like my vague research into the subject. They made the katana with some like very involved forging techniques,
It's
and
like
then
vague research on the topic, which means I played Onimusha a lot.
no, it's mostly just casual research online. They have specific forging techniques, and on top of that, the swords are very easily broken anyway. So you have to wield them a certain way so that they're not at risk of breaking.
But the katana's the best sword that's ever made,
No,
ever.
it's not the best sword ever made. Frickin'.
That's you wonder why the samurai and stuff are always portrayed as carrying like 2 or 3 swords on them. That's because they broke. So they needed something to back them up in case the first one broke.
Yeah, I mean, like, katanas are good swords, but
I said
damn.
maybe that's why Xenos in 14 carried like 6 of them on his fucking holster at all times. No, I'm serious. Like one of the most defining character designs about him in the game is that he has a sheath that carries like 6 swords, and it rotates like a fucking roulette as if it means anything.
Gilgamesh.
But I guess if the sword breaks easily, I guess it makes sense. It was like, why do you have it spin?
Russian roulette, you never know which sword's gonna last.
Wouldn't that be Japanese roulette?
Well, you know, enemy-san, in all of this
Samurai
business, like I kind of forgot how many swords I had left. Did I use 6 or did I use 5 swords or did I use 6?
Yeah, but like, you know, the most unrealistic thing about Rurouni Kenshin was how long that fucking reverse blade katana lasted until it broke.
Yeah, because he was bludgeoning people with it instead of cutting them.
Yeah, that would be so much worse. Like, what the fuck is that stuff made? The sword must be made of fucking adamantium.
No vibranium because it actually broke.
Vibranium. Okay, sure. I don't know the difference.
Well,
Vibranium is the second strongest metal.
it's weird. Like, I think technically, I'm pulling Marvel lore out of my ass because I don't know X-Men very well. But like, vibranium can absorb shock better, but adamantium's technically harder. I think like it would be harder to shatter it, but vibranium is softer. I don't know. They're both
magic.
They're both magic, yeah. Which I mean is fine. Like I don't care about the atomic number of vibranium, but you know some people do for some reason. So I don't know.
I didn't know you could do that.
Why, just walk right under them?
Just right under them, very between them, you could just walk right under them. Yeah.
Walk under and teleport through. Teleport through the block as it crushes you. Okay, sure. Video games. Oh man.
Oh, Naka Blaka Tower.
Man, it's like a rotating tower of Jenga blocks over here. Have any of you ever played with Jenga blocks?
I
course.
did.
Yeah.
They're
They're
it
fine enough.
can be surprisingly competitive with the right people. And by the right people I mean like your aunt.
Okay.
Cuz I mean you're probably not going to get many other people to play Jenga with you, let's be honest. So
We have a Jenga tower on standby in the closet when Mark invites his friends over. They never clean it up. Fucks.
no, John, what you should do is go to Mark and have a reasonable and honest convert. No, I'm just kidding. Be passive aggressive about it because that will work way better.
No, go down, you fool.
Wait, why down?
There's
There's another
probably
moon on the
the
backside.
secret thing.
Yeah.
Secret star. Yeah.
I like how we always call them stars, even if they're not stars.
Well,
And
we're
this-
so used to stars.
It's like it's kind of like how you'll call something coins in a video game, even if they're not
Well,
coins.
people say that the stars are all just little suns, but some of them are planets, and maybe some of them are moons if they're large enough. Who knows? They just have to reflect light.
Not to mention, the moons are literally shaped as stars in Mushroom Kingdom, and they're still called moons.
That's
Well,
There's
that put
nothing.
me
There's
off.
nothing saying that a moon can't have 5 points, though.
That
to be
put me
fair.
off
True.
because I was expecting them to say you got a star just for old time's sake.
Yeah.
But they changed the model, but couldn't change the text, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping upon initial tease that each kingdom would have its own star.
This is when you saw that there was a secret down here.
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah. But no, I was kind of hoping that every kingdom would have its own version of the moon or star or whatever.
Well, they
Okay.
kind of
Yeah,
do
it's
that
only
with the
the-
purple coins, but
Okay,
I guess they
okay,
didn't want.
dude.
They wanted the
Oh,
main thing to be more unified. I don't
Dude.
know.
Dude, that was demented. Okay, you demonically possessed that woodpecker, forced him to murder one of his own kind, and then jumped off a bot. Are you insane?
no.
Are you a
Well, I
sociopath?
mean, Mario might be.
Have I been
he
working with a
says no.
sociopath all these years?
Yes,
says
but
no.
it's not
It must
Ryan.
be
It's
true.
me.
I don't know you anymore.
Or maybe you never knew him.
Was I ever here at all?